Yo, what's going on, man? It's been a long time since I made a video, right? It's been a while. I don't know, man. I need to get some stuff off my chest, man. I need to vent, right? But this is crazy, right? So I was in, for anybody that don't know, right? I was in jail. I got out Thursday that just passed. I was only in there 1 week. One. But let me explain. So I got pulled over for the license plates, right? But so when they ran my name, and I knew I had this going on, right? I had a bench warrant. The bench warrant is from 3 years ago, right? It's from 3 years ago. Me and my little brother got pulled over. You know, this is something from my past life when I was, on drugs, right? And it's a simple possession of narcotics charge, right? Not with the intent to deliver, none of that. It's a simple possession of narcotics charge. That's it, right? And when I got arrested, I didn't have nothing on me. I had no charges due to the traffic stop, right? I just had a bench warrant. A bench warrant meaning I got to see the judge before I can get out, right? Or I got to see the judge before they can set a bail, right? So I got out Thursday. I had been in there since the previous Thursday, right? I had been in there since the previous Thursday. But now here's where things get tricky at, right? Okay, I go see the judge. Mind you, this is from 3 years ago, right? I should have took care of this, but I didn't, right? This is another thing from my past that I have to clean up, right? Something from my old life, right? I should have, if I would have taken care of it back then, it would have been done now, right? And not to mention, this case, I caught this case the same week, like the same week my son died, right? The same week my son had an asthma attack and died, Kyriel, right? Caught this case in the same week. So like I said, it's 3 years old. The case is 3 years old. My bad. So I go see the judge. The judge, to be honest, the judge, it's a woman. She don't even care. They don't too much care about the case, right? And I'm speaking at that time. They didn't too much, when I went to court, they didn't too much care about the case. They was more focused on me not coming to court on this case, right? Now, mind you, when I did catch this case, I was arrested and I caught this case in West Islands, right? I was arrested and took into the police station, but I was released from the police station. I was released, right? Mind you, I got caught with a very small amount, right? Personal use. Okay. The judge, they say, I think a high bail is in order. I say, what? Oh my God. Okay. They make my bail $1,500. I'm not hustling. I don't have a job. I ain't got shit, right? Let me fix this, y'all. I ain't got nothing. Hold on. So I ain't got nothing, right? I ain't got nothing. All I can do is ask for help, right? Ask people. So I called some people. I called around now. Shouts out to my mom. My bail was only $1,500, right? But that's still a lot for somebody that's not hustling, somebody that don't have a job, right? And everybody know I've been trying to get my life together. I've been trying to do all this shit, right? I stopped the drugs, all that, right? And I'm gonna get to some other shit too. I'm gonna get to everything. I'm gonna address everything, right? So I'm calling people hey, yeah, my bail, you know, I ain't gonna state who I called, but I called family, I called friends. Man, out of everybody that I called, no one gave anything. Now, I'm grown, right? I don't expect no handouts. I don't want none, right? The people that I called, they know the journey that I'm on, right? And I understand people didn't have it, right? But to me, it almost felt like people thought that I relapsed, right? I got that feeling like a lot of people thought that the case was new. They thought that I had relapsed, whatever. And I ain't gonna lie, right? That shit hurt. Coming from somebody that I'm trying to work on not caring about what other people think, right? So I shouldn't even gave a fuck, right? But I did. I did, right? I gave too many fucks, right? Man, listen. Everybody ain't real, right? And what's crazy, hold on, y'all. What's crazy, everybody speak that real shit. Everybody speak that real shit until it's time for some real shit to go down, right? And I'm always there for motherfuckers, right? And what's crazy, I can understand if I burnt my bridges and that's why people don't fuck with me. No, I don't do that, right? I don't steal, I ain't known for no grimy shit, bogus shit, right? So when the people that I reached out to, when they said, they didn't have it, I accepted it, hey, okay, cool. My mom gave 150, my baby mama was crazy, right? When they set my bail at 150, I didn't want to ask her, right? She pregnant. I thought, maybe she probably can contribute, a couple hundred, at the most. When I tell you, when she told me that she, like what she had, I was shocked, right? Because like I said, I don't ask a motherfucker for shit. I'm grown, right? It's always nice to receive help. But it's crazy that they weren't trying to give me a PR bond in court, a signature bond, none of that, right? They cash bail, $1,500. Justice point, level 5. What the fuck? Like I'm a criminal, right? And I'm telling you, bro, this is from 3 years ago. No new charge. I haven't gotten in trouble since. I don't get in trouble. I ain't been in jail in more than 10 years prior to this shit. My last conviction is from 2006. So I don't get in trouble, right? So them setting my shit at 1,500, I'm like, damn, what the fuck? So while I'm in there and I'm calling people trying to, see if I can come up with some money, man, when I tell you, like, everybody I'm calling and I'm thinking like, yeah, shit, man, even if a motherfucker got 100, I'm cool with that. Everybody I'm calling, same shit. I'm like, wait, whoa. Wait, whoa. Like, that shit hurt. And then, like I say, I felt like people thought that I relapsed. Like, and my thing is this, right? If you felt that I relapsed, you weren't never rooting for me in the first place, right? You wasn't never rooting for me in the first place, right? If you thought that I relapsed, right? I just want to say that. Man, I'm trying to look for this paper. But yeah, you wasn't. You were never rooting for me in the beginning, right? Yeah, so if you thought I relapsed, like I said, you wasn't rooting for me, right? And it's crazy because I thought motherfuckers was rooting for me, right? I honestly did. But you know what? That was my mistake. That was my mistake in thinking that motherfuckers fuck with me, right? Because I guess they don't, If motherfuckers thought that I relapsed and all this other shit, damn, what the fuck is this? I'm trying to, damn, I think it's, hold on, y'all, my bad. But hold on, I'm finna get right back to y'all. I'm trying to look for something special. But, so yeah, man, it like, I don't even know how to put it, right? Because like I said, I went to court Tuesday. And that's when I got the bail, right? Yeah, it was Tuesday. Yeah, that's when I got the bail. I ain't get out till Thursday night. But still, like I said, like, it was like to see that motherfuckers, like, obviously they didn't believe in me, right? In the first place. If a motherfucker thought like that I relapsed. And what's crazy, right? I end up getting my test I had them print off my test results, right? To my drug, you know, I get drug tested every week. You know, I ain't on probation or no shit like that, but let me see if this is it. But I get drug tested, right, every week. And so, you know, I got receipts, right? I got receipts on my, so all because I was locked up for a week, I was still able to test every week. And, man, where the fuck is it at? When I find it, I'm gonna end up finding it, and I'm gonna show y'all, I'm gonna upload it. That's my proof. Now, some people be like, man, it don't matter, fuck them. You ain't gotta prove nothing to them, right? And yeah, I don't. But I just want to shut motherfuckers down, motherfuckers that think that I relapsed or some shit like that. Now, I was in there for a week. When I got weighed, I was 184 in that bitch. The day I got out, I weighed myself after I got out the shower at the crib, I was 173. And I was mad that I lost that weight, right? Now, the food in there is terrible. I ain't been in there in 10 years. So, that food is motherfucking horrible, right? That food is very fucking horrible. I didn't eat nothing. And mind you, I'm thinking I'm gonna get out, you know. I was just hurt, man, you know. But like I said, God, I feel like God put me in there, right, to open my eyes, right? Just listen. Okay, this month I'll be 3 months clean, right? 3 months sober. I was doing stuff still, right? That, now, let's get this out. Let's get this clear. Let's make this clear, right? Since the day I've stopped drugs, I've never relapsed, nothing, right? But I was still hanging around certain people that, you know, they might be drug dealers, or I might be, you know, I was still in the hood. Why am I in the hood? I'm not hustling. Like, why am I in the hood? See, and that's when you have shit that happens that shouldn't have happened and you could have avoided, right? I had no business still hanging out in the hood, right? I'm on something different. And I don't think a lot of people understand that, right? I'm on something totally different. Totally, right? And I'm an advocate for sobriety. So I don't condone none of that. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like God locked me up or allowed that to happen, right? As a way to wake me up and snap me back into reality, right? Because I was starting to lose sight a little bit, right? By some of the stuff I was doing. So by me getting locked up, I was able to sit there and look at shit, right? From a different point of view, like, okay, yeah, I'm clean, but I'm still moving a certain type of way, right? And I was able to buckle down and like, okay, well, I can work on this, I can work on this, I can work on this to make me a better person. And these are all things that I'm like, I shouldn't have been doing in the first place, right? And God opened my eyes to that. Because some people that I was reaching out to, you know, for help, you know, thinking they can help me, you know, it just wasn't there, right? Now, like I said, I understand, you know, I'm grown. I understand people have responsibility, you know. But, you know, me, I'm just, I don't know. I'm just loyal, man. I'm just loyal. You know, I ain't gonna be in the motherfucker face, you know, rooting for him and shit. And then I'm calling you every day and I don't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? And me getting locked up, it exposed a lot of shit, man. Now, I ain't got a problem with nobody, man. Like, if motherfuckers knew what I've been through, like, y'all would understand why I'm trying to take the route that I'm taking. Like, come on, man, I didn't see I watched my 13-year-old take his last breath in his room. Man, listen, I ain't trying to prove shit to nobody, man. Nobody. But at the same time, like, don't get it twisted. Like, I ain't playing. This shit ain't no game. This shit ain't no joke. Like, I take this shit serious. So when motherfuckers think and feel that I relapsed, then, hey, we can go take a drug test whenever. But I got my results, though. You know, but it's just the fact, like, damn, well, you know, and my mom's, you know, was saying, like, well, you know, and my sister was saying, like, you know, well, the people that know, I mean, the people that need to know, they know that you didn't relapse. They know, like, motherfuckers know this shit was old. Like, I caught this case with my little brother. He was driving. I was in the back seat. And, you know, the police was coming towards us. They hit a U-turn, pulled us over. Man, listen, I was a block away from the crib. But still, like I said, that's something else from my past, you know, that is a reminder. And like I said, that's when I was on drugs. I'm clean now. I'm in, you know, I'm in counseling, like so much shit, right? That now, you know, when I do go to court, that I can, you know, show the judge, like, hey, this is what I'm doing. You feel me? But yeah, I'm finna get this shit taken care of, man, this court shit. But I be trying to tell, like, man, I ain't got shit, and motherfuckers be mad at me, right? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm trying to say some shit without saying it, man. But I don't know. I just want to make this video to set the record straight, man. And you know, if people thought some shit, hey, or if you know, you got, hey, I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying, man. Cause yeah. But yeah, man. Y'all be smooth how y'all be smooth, man. Hopefully my supporters got a better understanding, you know, or people, you know, people got an understanding of what the fuck was going on or where the fuck I was at. I don't plan on leaving y'all no more. I mean, not if it's up to me, you feel me? Let me see if this shit in here. Cause I just had it. What the? Is this it? I'm trying to see if this is it. Nope, this is it. I don't know where the fuck is that. I'm gonna find it, man. I'm gonna post it. Yeah, I'm gonna post it. I don't know where the fuck it's at. But y'all be smooth, man. How y'all be smooth. Peace.